Najm ad-Din Ilghazi ibn Artuk was the Turkmen Artukid ruler of Mardin from 1107 to 1122. Biography. His father Artuk was the founder of the Artukid dynasty, and had been appointed governor of Jerusalem by the Seljuk emir Tutush. When Artuk died, Ilghazi and his brother Soghman succeeded him as governors of Jerusalem. In 1096 Ilghazi allied with Dukuk of Damascus and Yagisiyan of Antioch against Radwin of Aleppo. Dukuk and Radwin were fighting for control of Syria after the death of Tutush. Ilghazi and Dukuk eventually quarreled and Ilghazi was imprisoned, leading to the capture of Jerusalem by his brother Soghman. But Ilghazi recovered the city when he was released. He held it until the city was captured by the Fatimid vizier of Egypt, Al-Afd al-Shahanshah, in 1098. After this he sought to make a name for himself in the Jazira, where his brothers had also established themselves. He then entered the service of the Seljuk Sultan Mahmud I, who granted him Hulwan and made him Shina of Baghdad, an office which oversaw the affairs of the Caliph on behalf of the Sultan. Ilghazi was dismissed as Shina in 1104 and became leader of the Artukid family after the death of Soghman that year. This was disputed by Soghman's son Ibrahim, but Ilghazi took Muad'Din from him in 1108. As head of the Artukids he made no lasting alliances and frequently switched sides, allying with both fellow Muslims and Christian crusaders whenever he saw fit. In 1110 he participated in an unsuccessful siege of Edessa. In 1114 he and his nephew Balak defeated the Seljuk governor of Mosul, Aksungar al-Bursuki, and captured Masud, son of the Seljuk Sultan. In 1115 Ilghazi besieged Homs, but was captured briefly by its governor Kir Khan. Later that year, Roger of Antioch, Baldwin I of Jerusalem, Pons of Tripoli, and Baldwin II of Edessa defended Antioch against the Seljuk general Bursuk, with the aid of Ilghazi, Totokan of Damascus, and Lulu of Aleppo, all enemies of Bursuk. These two armies did not come to battle, although Bursuk was later defeated by Roger at the Battle of Sarman. Ilghazi gained control of Aleppo after the assassination of Lulu in 1117. In 1118 he took control of Myafirikan and pacified the surrounding countryside. In 1119 Ilghazi defeated and killed Roger at the Battle of Ager Sanguinis. Ibn al-Kalanizi describes the victory as one of the finest of victories, and such plenitude of divine aid was never granted to Islam in all its past ages. The Antiochian towns of Athlab, Zerdana, Sarman, Mararat al-Numan and Kafatib fell to his army. Ilghazi, however, was unable to extract full profit from his victory. His prolonged drunkenness deprived his army of leadership, and left the Turkmens free to scatter after plunder. Baldwin II soon arrived to drive Ilghazi back, inflicting heavy losses on the Turks in the hard-fought Battle of Hab on August 14, 1119. The next year Ilghazi took Nizibin, and then pillaged the county of Edessa before turning north towards Armenia. In 1121 he made peace with the Crusaders, and with supposedly up to 250,000 troops, including men led by his son-in-law Sadakar and Sultan Malik of Ganja, he invaded Georgia. David IV of Georgia met to him at the Battle of Didgori and Ilghazi was defeated. According to Matthew of Edessa, 400,000 Seljuks were killed. Among the various leaders, only Ilghazi and his son-in-law Dubiz escaped. In 1122 Ilghazi and Balak defeated Jocelyn I of Edessa and took him prisoner, but Ilghazi died in November of that year at Diyarbakir. He was buried at Mayafarikan. Balak succeeded him in Aleppo and his sons Suleiman and Timurtish succeeded him in Mardin. Ibn al-Kalanizi is generally neutral on the character of Ilghazi, and describes only one disgraceful habit of the emir. Now when Ilghazi drank wine and it got the better of him, he habitually remained for several days in a state of intoxication. without recovering his senses sufficiently to take control or to be consulted on any matter or decision. The Antiochian chronicler Walter the Chancellor was at first also neutral towards Ilghazi, until the Battle of Ager Sanguinis, in which Walter himself was captured. Ilghazi is then described as a tyrant, and the prince of the delusion and descent of the Turkomans. Walter also remarks on Ilghazi's drunkenness, family and issue. Ilghazi married first Farkhunda Khatun, the daughter of Radwin of Aleppo, but he never actually met her and the marriage was never consummated. He then married the daughter of Totakan of Damascus and had the following children: Ayaz Guhar Khatun married Dubais Al-Bazam, Shamsad-Dawla Suleiman. Safra Khatun married Husam ad-Din Kurtar ibn Toglin Arslan. Yumna Khatun married Sad Aid-Dawla al-Aldi of Amid al-Said Husam ad-Din Timurtish. He also had a son, Umar, by a concubine, and Nasser, by a slave. Another possible son was named Kurzil.